Hey friends, hey family, hey loved ones. How you doing today? What's at play in your world? What's spinning? What's going on? What do you see? What do you perceive? What are you feeling? What are you thinking? What are you receiving? What are you playing with? What are you playing at being? What is being or coming into being? And what's falling away? So I'm in an interesting place. I feel like I'm in between worlds right now, or in between dimensions. It's a really weird, strange place to be. And I feel like some of it is a opportunity and a gift to learn how to emotionally regulate. And so that's what I've been feeling lately, like the last couple weeks, going between the two extremes and feeling that pendulum swing. And it does feel like this inner balancing or this inner reweaving, this rewiring and recalibrating. And so, even though this is like a strange place to be, and it doesn't feel like all that comfortable, but it's not like unpleasant or uncomfortable either. It's just a place of detachment, I feel. It's like a healthy detachment from having it have to be one way or the other way, like a either or way, and letting just all things be and have their place and the space to be, so all things can be whole. So it is a place of uncertainty. And that's probably what is more uncomfortable because it's unfamiliar and it's unknown. And so there's a part of me, like part of my ego, my separate self, my small self, my little cut off self, that wants to cling on to certain things or certain beliefs or certain identities to be certain of itself. So, yeah, just kind of letting those things go and also feeling into like this flow the last month or so about like really not even knowing. And that's legit. It's legit when you totally don't know. Reminds me of the 311 song, All Mixed Up. The fact you don't even know makes it totally legit or makes it fully legit. So just remembering certain little theme songs for my fool's journey to help me return home fully to myself, come full circle home to myself, capital S. And so, of course, the separate self, has some mechanisms and strategies that it's learned to keep perpetuating to preserve its own sense of identity, a sense of self. And that's why it just feels like I don't even know where to go. So just be here and be slow. Kind of reminds me of a message I received a few months ago about slowing down. I think it was from Sacred Path Cards by Jamie Sams. Slowing down till it seems like you're not moving at all. Like kind of like being in that stillness and in that silence, or just being with what is. And being in my body, being embodied. And so, today I was feeling really floaty, and it was a strange kind of a thing. And some of me wanted to resist that and hold on to something. Or just kind of like worried because, I am a sensitive being. And I'm usually like feeling really deeply. Feeling into something really deeply and kind of being detached from that. It's an odd thing. And so, it makes me wonder sometimes, or it just brings up certain fears of the unknown, of yeah, maybe holding the space for it all to be, and just allowing that space for it to be, like whatever it is and gets to be. But yeah, just feeling that floaty feeling and feeling like, oh, okay. So maybe because the energies, have moved into Libra, and that's like an air sign, and there's like, yeah, a lot of lightness, which is amazing. Like things definitely feel a lot lighter and everything. But maybe it is time to get grounded, get a little more grounded. And so I kind of was playing around with that and just, okay, what are some activities or some kind of focus that can help me a little bit with that grounding too, so I can anchor in like this new lightness of being. And yeah, kind of yeah, root in deeply so the energy can go where it's needed and all of that. So yeah, doing my best to be the witness and to notice when certain strategies come up to keep me in my perpetual feedback loop or on the hamster wheel. Just kind of witnessing and being aware, becoming aware when there's certain defense mechanisms that come up. Just because that's how I learned to protect myself or defend against something that was a threat to my little self. And so, yeah, noticing little patterns when they come up, and about these strategies about wanting to be seen as right, wanting to be seen as good, wanting to be seen as worthy, wanting to be understood, all those things. Like they're actually a little bit less, feeling less important to me. Like they don't hold as much weight anymore. And that's a kind of a cool thing. But I received something amazing a couple days ago, and I want to share that, and I'll put that link to this video in the description box. I've been watching some podcasts by Aktu. I'm not exactly sure how to say his name. Yeah. Aktu Bava. And he had an interesting topic of discussion about the curse of goodness and all about that. And that was exactly what I really, really needed to hear, because I was picking up some messages about that. Oh, it's about like an attachment to being good, or identifying with good, overly identifying with good. And so it was exactly like the message that I needed to receive for myself in seeing how attached I was to the idea or this concept or this description of goodness, and how that has kind of been a block for me and getting in my own way of actually just being, yeah, being like who I am. Yeah, so surrendering that need to be seen as good or to identify with what is good, And so, yeah, I feel like I get to work with that and play with that, and that's going to have a lot of gold in there for me. I think I did write down a few things about it, but yeah, they've had so many things come in lately that it's all a blur. And so I'm just kind of like letting it all be and letting it percolate, like, and letting everything move or move within me, or be moved or be removed and just let it work through me. And yeah, knowing that I don't need to like micromanage or control anything. And I just get to be and allow everything to unfold through this mystery. I'll let go and know that it's okay not to know. It's okay to let go and be in this space of not knowing. So a friend checked in with me today and was, yeah, she'd actually sent me a message, and I hope you had a good day yesterday. I've been thinking about you and just thank you for everything and love you. And And I messaged her back and said, "Oh, thanks. I'm just taking it one day at a time. I'm one moment at a time, one breath at a time, just taking it easy." And yeah, just doing my best, like, to be here with me, with where I am, and not tell myself that it's wrong or it's good or it's anything. It just is. And yeah, because some of me, like, when I feel certain things, I feel like, I don't like this. I don't feel it, like, that this is very well. Like, I don't feel very well right now, but it is. It's all part of the well. It's all part of well-being, and allowing those feelings to come up and show me, like, because they do have legit things to show me. And so just paying attention and allowing and surrendering and letting it be without having to fix it or to manipulate it or make it be anything that it's not. So that's been a good practice and a good play. And yeah, just allowing myself to rest, because I have felt like really mentally fatigued and emotionally fatigued. Just kind of, yeah, some of it does feel like it is a good time to choose that healthy detachment right now. And so, yeah, talking about, like, just kind of feeling in between right now. Like, it's just a really strange, weird dream. And I have had some strange dreams the last couple days. And yeah, like, really weird dreams. And so, just talking with my auntie today too about, like, just being in this strange place and just like, it's okay. It's I'm just going through this transformation and death of the ego right now, not even really knowing anymore, like, who I am and who I'm supposed to be or who I even want to be anymore. And so, yeah, it's just like, but I do remember and I do know that I'm love and that I am loving and that I am loved. And that's, yeah, the most important thing for me to anchor in and anchor within right now is that, that truth that I know in my heart to be true. And just being grateful for, like, this life and for everything that has taught me, and helped me to know myself and helped me to share myself and helped me to free myself from these chains and these binds and these old beliefs that really, really didn't allow for all of me. It didn't allow for that wholeness. There wasn't a place for it. It couldn't sustain it. It wasn't built on a foundation of wholeness. So how could it hold a structure of wholeness? And how could it hold the whole? Yeah, it's all fragmented. But yeah, just kind of expressing that, maybe, like, writing a little bit about this would help me, like, yeah, have a better understanding of, just how to allow this and how to be with this. And so just kind of wrote a few notes about kind of what this is feeling like. And it is all about balance, and it is about inclusivity and, yeah, the union of the two that are one. And so the yin and the yang and the masculine and the feminine and above and below and heaven and earth and inner and outer, like, there is no separation. And so allowing, like, that death of the separate self, and transforming it into a whole, connected, legitimate self, like, in a sense, a healthy sense of self, a whole sense of self, connected to everything and a part of everything. that I also contain within my being, within this being of me that is like one, many, and no thing. So the notes that this little note that came through. So I've been feeling kind of detached, sort of floaty and in between all the light and the heavy. And maybe I'm in need of a little bit of grounding and stretching or just relaxing to be where I am right now. And some of me feels a resistance and some of me feels an acceptance. So I'll embrace the extremes of my life. Letting it be and letting love carry us through this great change and awakening. Everything feels weird. So just letting myself be here at one with me, and that's the key to let it be. Letting go and letting it all be, all it is as it gets to be. To allow and receive all things, and to be all this love for all of we. To let it all unfold freely through this great mystery. Life is so super strange, beautiful, and interesting. It's so odd, though. I feel like I need a 100-year nap. Yeah, like Rip Van Winkle. I just need to take a little nap. Just like feel... it's time to rest now. It's the time of rest. So, LOL, it just must be a great time for love at rest or for love to be at rest. And maybe it is a good time for me and we to practice inner and outer emotional regulation through non-attachment or detachment, surrendering and letting it be. Letting it move, letting it be received, letting it be offered, letting it all be possible, letting it all be free. Letting it be healed, letting it be whole, letting it all be complete, letting it be transformed, letting it all be as it is, and allowing it all to change. So the balance of harmony between the two polar energies, maybe love is the space that can hold the tension of the opposites to birth the one whole in, forth, and through. No thing. Being centered in presence, 0 point energy. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling into, and just got to let go of how I want to describe this experience and just allow myself to enjoy this experience and to be in this place that I'm in, the space that I'm in. That's very uncertain and seems a little destabilizing, but knowing that it's all okay and whatever it gets to be will be for the highest good and the greatest growth of all beings and this whole soul's homecoming. Yeah, all of us coming home to ourselves and walking each other home. And so, yeah, with all that shared and expressed, there is some fun things that I wanted to share about my week and what I've been playing with and creating and just showing up for and inviting, to be. And so I have this beautiful tiara on my on my head here, and I got inspired before our fall equinox circle that I got to host to give these as gifts, just. So because all of this love was coming in for me to receive and to share. And it's all about, reclaiming our wholeness, reclaiming all that we are and becoming empowered like through our wholeness, accepting all that we are, honoring all we are. And claiming that responsibility for our own selfhood, for the self that is created through this heart star. So claiming our roots and claiming our crowns, rooting deeply, and claiming like the totality of our true being, our true well-being. And so claiming that humility and claiming that humanity and claiming that divinity and claiming that nobility and claiming our sovereignty and our own creative energy, our fertility, our power, our freedom, and our responsibility, and being that bridge, because we are of both worlds. And when we can hold the tension of the opposites, we do give birth to new worlds. We have that beauty and that love and that power within us to create what we want, to create what we love, to create what we desire, and to be, all that we are. And we can be that if we give ourselves our own permission and we claim our own wholeness. And so a lot of that does have to do, with claiming our own power. And I see how that can be really, really, really scary to do. Because a lot of it feels overwhelming. And there are old beliefs and old stories and old fears that can block us from claiming that fully for ourselves. And so, I have noticed a lot of things come up for me. And I wanted to share a few things from my journal about like some of the things that I've been discovering and uncovering, or allowing love to show me and just reveal all these hidden things, all these things that hadn't been seen that are now ready to be seen. And so just wow. And so the tiara and the crown was a really awesome symbol for this circle that I got to hold. And the tiara is half of a circle. And that is pretty cool, because that could represent like the seen and the unseen. And so that partnership that we have with spirit, and the great mystery within that great mystery. And so I thought that was like a beautiful, like simple little thing, little nugget. And I love the color. I just chose like the rose gold. I thought it was beautiful. And I love like all the sparkly gems. I love the sparkly things, of course, all the things that reflect the light. And we need that contrast of the dark as well. And so in honoring the dark and like coming into this new equilibrium and balance, of the light and the dark, and knowing that they're both legitimate and they both play a part and they both have a legit part in the whole. And so honoring both, I am of both worlds, and knowing that creation is legitimate in her totality and in all she is, through all beings, through love always. And a lot of symbolism, and I've just been playing with the different things just for fun and using my intuition and through the feminine arts of healing. It's irrational intelligence, and it is a lot of play, and it is so magical, really, like all of it, all the things. And it's a great time to give thanks and to give praise and to offer blessings to ourselves, to life, to love, to the earth, to all the elements, to all parts of creation. And so just feeling really, really loved, held, blessed, supported, and well, and wanting to express like that gratitude and that praise and that devotion that I have, to sustain life. And to support life, because life supports me, and I want to support that as well. Like, how could I not want to support what supports me, like in my livelihood and my well-being? And so just wanting to give back in a lot of different ways, but also knowing that it's important to receive and to fill our own cups. so that we do, have that overflowing cup to share with everyone who thirsts to receive. And so I love the little circles and the gifts I get to give, offer, share, receive, be with, and witness, And it is like some of these gifts, they're just the gifts of love that keep giving. And it is giver and receiver as one. And so what I was inspired to do for this next cycle was for the next Sabbats of this cycle, as we move into the autumn time and the end of the growing season and all of that, just to start sharing certain plants that correspond with these natural cycles and everything. And for this last circle, for autumn equinox, I gave out roses and little pouches of organic tobacco. And so the tobacco was to leave for offerings, to bless, to go connect with the spirits of the land, and to, pray and bless and thank like the land and the earth for her love and her bounty and for her gifts, and the spirits of the land that are a part of the soul, of the world soul, and they all have their part and their place in the whole. Just to leave a little offering and a blessing and a thank you and acknowledgement and all of that, and just to connect, like to help us reconnect with life again and with the intelligence that is all around us and that is waiting for our reception and our notice, and noticing the magic that is already alive. And then when we notice it, it interacts with us more, and we start to have a deeper relationship with life and through our own life, through our own life force. So it is really magical. And it is such a beautiful mirror for us to know ourselves. So humility and nobility. Another symbol, something fun that I found at the craft store. It's a skull and a raven. And this is an alchemical symbol for the mortification process or the putrefaction process, which that's the fun process. And I'll put a little link in the description box all about alchemy and alchemical symbols and things. And I just love it. It's so fascinating to me. It's my jam. And so I just want to share all these things, like very, very profound and amazing how it does show all of the interrelationship, the interconnection, and the interdependence of all things, and how one thing doesn't exist unto itself alone, how it all connects and how it all relates and how it all is a part of itself. Yeah, this wholeness in this circle of all things. And then another gift I got to give, of course, is this book. It's In the House of the Moon, and it's a book that I've enjoyed, oh gosh, I don't even know for how many years. I actually inherited a copy from my mom. I was helping her clean up her place during one of her moves. And she was getting rid of some books, and I got to have like a pick of, certain books that she was letting go of. And so, it was hammered at the time, but I was like, it looked like such a great book that I was like, I'll just go ahead and take this book. And I've enjoyed it so much over the years, and just some of the beautiful stories and some of the definite hidden history in certain ways, or obscured history, or forgotten histories. And also talks about traditional Chinese medicine and the elements and imbalances and how to correct certain imbalances, and looking at excesses and deficiencies, and the cycles of creation, and then the generational cycles and the affinities and all of those things. And it is about reclaiming the feminine spirit of healing And so it really is all about that. And it just represents, like, to me, like our own inner wisdom, and that we have the answers that we need within ourselves. And there's all these beautiful reflections and all these beautiful teachers that can help us, to help remind us and help us remember. And so that's what I super appreciate, is all these beautiful teachers that share, like, their own experience and their knowledge and their wisdom. And for those who are willing and open to receive. And so it's just really grateful I got to offer those as little gifts for those who wanted to receive. And then there's another symbol of corn. Corn, it's the harvest, this time of year. It was the second harvest of the 3 harvests during the wheel of the year. And corn is a huge symbol, and it is a symbol of regeneration and resurrection and nourishment and all of those things. And it's interesting to me that a lot of the sacred things, or the most beautiful things, have been so corrupted and distorted and inverted and perverted, like some of them. And so we get to reclaim, like, all those things through, like, the power of reversal and just turning it around for ourselves. And another symbol that I got to share was these little sunflowers, those little sunflower clips, and just clip them in the hair or wherever, and just a little reminder of how we're always blooming, and we go through our different growing cycles and growing seasons, and that sometimes it's a time for prosperity, and sometimes it's a time of barrenness, and sometimes those phases have their places, and to help us learn, to help us grow. Sometimes we gotta, like, just be stuck in the muck for a little while, and stagnation, and that's kind of that mortification, putrefaction, and sometimes fermentation process that we go through. We're dissolving, like, all the impurities and all these things. Yeah, through the trial of fire. Yeah, and that dark night of the soul. But then, there's the light. So, there always is that light within. And that light, for us to follow what comes. So it's to surrender and follow what comes. And then my last little symbol was a candle, and it's like little harvest pumpkin spice candle, just to remind us of our own beauty and our own light. And that's what it really is all about, is all the beauty and all this life, like, and happiness, like finding that happiness and that joy, like through enjoying that beauty and that joy within our own selves, within our own hearts, and those things that can bring that to life. And that contribute to life and just add, like, so much joy that we can experience through our own life, through living this life and honoring our lives, all stages, phases, and ages. Through our own cycles of growth. And so there is one more thing I've been kind of pondering and looking into, and that is temperance. And I'll probably share something about that in the description box from Lee J. McCloskey's book, Tarot Revisioned. I was looking into that. I flipped open my Tarot Revision book, and I was thinking about temperance and landed right on that entry. And I feel like there is some messages that have been trying to come through for me. And I've just been getting this vision of the water being poured back and forth between, 2 chalices. Like, Yeah, and it almost reminds me of an infinity too, in a way. Yeah, all those like things and the 0 point energy in this time of like resetting and recalibrating and rewiring. Yeah. So anything else I can share today? I might just keep it short and come back with some things that I learned. Oh my gosh, I learned so many things. I shared so many videos in the last 2 months, and I kind of did a little bit of reviewing yesterday, and some things like became more clear to me. And yeah, through this process and allowing this process to unfold for me and through my ways of being. So I've learned so much. And I embrace the extremes of my life. Yeah, it has been a strange time. This week, like, it's been a little bit of everything. And one day I'll wake up and I'll have a lot of energy and I'll feel really good and really motivated and I'll like be kicking ass and taking names. And then the next day it'll be like, oh man, I'm so tired today. I don't know if I can do anything. I don't even really want to move today. And I don't want to do much of anything. And it's just like, okay, well, just rest then. You can rest. It's fine. And it's like, okay. But then some of me feels a little bit guilty for doing that. Or like, oh, I should be. And just letting those things go. Like, you know what? I'm okay. I don't have to control anything. I just get to let it be. And if I'm feeling tired right now, just honor that feeling of tiredness and say thank you. Okay, I'll give you permission and time and space to rest and just be right now. And then when I can allow that for myself, then I naturally restore, and I am restored. My energy is restored for me. And then it's like, okay, what do I feel like now? Instead of having to manipulate myself or tell myself I'm wrong for feeling a certain way, and just allowing it to be, allowing that for me, allowing me that space and that love that I need for me to be as I am right now. And so, yeah, it's a good place to be. And so, yeah, there are some major changes and shifts happening, and it does feel a lot lighter lately. And I am grateful to see all of these miracles unfolding, really, and to really just see how much love there is for all of us, wherever we are and however we are, like right where we are on our journey, and just love this fool's journey. Like, it is all a journey. And so I'm wishing you well and wishing you all that you need, and so that you feel you are held and loved and you're of well-being. I love you and I thank you and I respect you. Thank you for being. Thank you for being a part of this journey and for being a part of the whole and for being all this love that you are for you, me, and we, for all beings, for all things. I thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I'll talk to you next time. See you for now.